Yep, we're live now. Woo! Figured it out. How we doing, everybody? If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. That'd be great. If you can see me, great. Or just say something in chat, I guess, because no one gives me thumbs up. Anywho, it's never a dull moment when trying to stream. It's not as straightforward as it used to be. But hello, everybody, and welcome. So I'm back after a little bit of vacation. Got to take the kids and the wife out for a little while. But now I'm back and ready to work on things. So today's goal is going to be resin. I recently got a commission for some resin prints. The person had bought some Warhammer minifigures, so I am printing those for them. And I'm going to kind of just walk through that a little bit in case people don't really know much about resin printing. So my temporary setup is just here on the corner of the desk. I've got so much going on right now, but I wanted to get this started, make sure that it works, and I can go through that. So let me switch over to, okay, audio there is fine. We're gonna switch over to here. Everybody can still hear me, yep. Okay, so over here to the resin setup. So I have a little bit of a resin workflow here. And that workflow is right now the photon. So the Anycubic photon, because, or is that Anycubic photon? Have I made this one? My Mars is dead. So the LCD screen on it went out. And that was obviously not very good. And I tried doing some fixes on it, still could not get it to come back online. So we're stuck here with the Anycubic, or with the photon. I just like the way the Mars is set up better, but this will work out just fine for my needs here. And then next to it, this is the Anycubic wash and cure station. So I really do like this guy here. Because it works out super well. It's nice to have an all-in-one unit. I do also have an ultrasonic cleaner, but I don't really need it because I have this. This holds up to a little over 3.5 liters of IPA, which I don't need that much. I have a giant jug of it here. This is, I think is this 90%? Does it say on it? This is, I don't know, it's all in another language. I think it was 99% that I got. But anyways, it's super duper cheap, which is great for me. So I can just chuck it into here. And the nice thing about the wash and cure station is it has the a rubber gasket seal, so once I close this up, life is good. But we'll put, I guess we'll put just about 2.5 liters in here. There's 2.5. I still have, I think this is a 5-liter jug. I still have 2.5 liters that I can use for something else. Well, it'll be for this stuff more later. That on all the way. Yep, okay. Okay, so I've got 2 different ways that the wash and cure station can work. It can either use the this mount right here, which goes on there, and then the build plate kind of goes there and it hangs down. So that's one way to do it. The other way is to use this basket, which is probably what I'll use today. It just hooks on there and sits down in there, and then we can do it. This should be powered, right? Yeah, it's on. Okay, great. I'm going to change this over to wash mode. All right, and here is my first finished print. Finished some point last night. So, if I can get this thing to focus here. There's the first finished print off of it. Really hard to tell if it fully worked while it's still covered in things, but at least it's there. I think it's gonna be really tough on this part right here just because of the way the sword is there. That's gonna be tough. So we'll see how it ends up going. But for this, I'm going to just, again, I'm just gonna use the basket, and then we're going to just chuck that in there. IPA on there. Oh, I forgot my paper towels. I have a roll here, but I forgot to, I usually try to pull them out first. So I can set them down on I have the Wham Bam mat here, which works out really well for things. Make sure that I don't get resin everywhere. Clean that up a little bit there. Get a couple more of these paper towels ready to go in case I need them. So yeah, so once that's done there, this gets put on top, and then we're going to give it a, we'll do a 4-minute wash cycle. And now it's going to spin the little impeller that's in there. Come on, focus for me. So there's a little impeller down here with magnets that it starts to spin, and it creates a pretty sweet vortex look down in there. And yeah, so that will wash and cure that for a hot minute. It does look like, I apologize, my audio is still jumpy. I'm still trying to figure out what it is. Don't know yet. I'm not sure if it's just the audio of my computer acting up or if it's actually one of my microphones or what. I have another wireless mic set that I might try for next week. And there it goes again, see? I have this one here. I guess I could give this a shot real quick while I'm here, and I don't think there's really anybody watching, so we can let me try to switch microphones real quick. So this is the receiver. I'm gonna find a transmitter. I don't know if it's still in the case or not. Might be up here. Yeah, here it is. Take one of these. So this is spinning down, so it did the 2 minutes one way, and now it's going to alternate the propeller the other way, just to make sure that it really gets it nice and clean. Two more batteries. Which way these go? This way. This way. Okay, audio is going to go out for just a minute while I switch these out. So bear with me. Okay, all right. So we've switched to the new microphone now, or at least the new wireless set. It's the same mic. Let's see how this does, if it keeps jumping up or not. I hope not. If it is, then man, it's really got to be the audio on my computer. To figure out something else at that point. Let me just see here real quick. What we're doing. Okay, so if it keeps jumping up, give me a holler, but I think we're all right at the moment. Let me set this back up here. All right, that's spinning down now, so let's switch over. Gives me a little beep that it's done. Okay, so we're gonna need another paper towel here. So I am usually one for actually taking my supports off prior to curing. It just works easier that way. Okay. So this is where my hands have to get dirty now. Oh, I need a pair of nips. Okay. So here we have our finished model. Too bad. But the reason why I like to do this now with the supports is that they are incredibly soft. So they're real easy to manipulate. I don't like dealing with the hard supports because I also feel like they do a lot more damage. But again, these are just going to be a little bit tough because this is such a small, detailed model. And also, I feel like you get less of the artifacts if you do this now before you cure, because you will get tear out on your resin prints if you wait to cure them, if you cure and then take off your support. And that, you know, blowout just means more post work to fix the print. And I am hoping not to do really any post-processing on this other than hand the person the fully cured, complete set of prints. Now I did only do one here because this is a brand new resin for me. I've never used this. This is Anycubic gray resin. Again, pretty new to me. Trying to just get this last bit the back here off. Oh, there we go. Oh, that. Okay, got some still here in the back. Little stubborn here in the back. Okay, there. I think he came out pretty good. Let's see if I can focus here. Focus on my hand, please, not my workbench. There we go. So you can see a little bit of the lines. It was printed at a 45-degree angle, so you see a little bit of the lines right there, but after some primer, that kind of goes away. Which way do I go? This way? And there we go. Yeah, so not half bad. And on the bottom, again, a little bit of scarring, but that's the, you know, the underside. But not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, so let me readjust here a little bit. So now we got to get this thing cured, which again is done right with this. So I'm going to swap out that there to dry. And then again, the wash station has a very nice seal to get out of the way. And then we just slap on this acrylic piece that's keyed like that. Our model goes on here, like that. Put the cover back on. Now we can switch the mode to cure and then start, and that starts to cure. Yeah, really nice having this kind of all-in-one setup here to keep things all contained. And yeah, I'm gonna let that cure for a minute, and now I can switch out my gloves. Which, if I start doing more resin prints again, I'm gonna need more gloves because I'm gonna get low quick. I don't have a whole lot left in my box. I got maybe probably less than a dozen pair left in there, or maybe about a dozen boxes, a dozen gloves left. Oh. Hey Vince, how you doing? So that's most of the process of resin printing. I guess if anybody has anybody noticed my audio peaking again? I haven't been watching the little thing on the screen. But if it is, again, please let me know. I'm trying to find a working solution here for this. Yeah, so this set contains of 9 minifigures. I think I can fit safely. It looks like I could fit 3 on here. I don't know. Kind of feel like doing 2 just to be safe. So I'll just have to wait and see. The thing with these older, I mean, heck, I've had this printer since 2019, 20 maybe. And the Mars I've had almost as long. I got the 2 of them not too far apart from each other. And yeah, I mean, it's, oh, and that print was 6 hours and 41 minutes. So another thing with these older printers is they do take a long time to cure, to print, because the LED array in there is not as strong as some of the new like mono printers are and things like that. So I think newer printers print around half the time of this. It's not worth the money. I received these for review years ago. I get very little resin commissions, and I also rarely print resin unless I really, really need it. Yeah, unless I really need something to be that detailed, I will not print in resin. This is almost done. I'm just going to tilt it on its side and just make sure that I cure the bottom as well. It is fully resin. It's solid all the way through. I didn't hollow it out. It's such a small print. It can be solid. But it's whenever you do some of like the larger prints, I'll end up hollowing out. Because I still do have a couple resin prints I like to keep around. I was actually just showing to people last night. Like, I have a solid resin benchy. This was some horrid smelling Anycubic resin from like 2019, and holy cow, this color is fantastic, but man, the smell was so bad. I still have my jade key that I made all those years ago as well. And yeah, so just a couple of the resin prints I like to keep around because I really enjoy them. A lot of the ones I've gotten rid of. Okay, that's done. Tilt it on its side. And we'll do another cure cycle that way. And after that, this should be fully cured, ready to go, ready for prime and paint. So I do need to reach out to the guy and be like, just to verify that I'm not priming these, because they're gonna need a little bit of touch-up sanding, just a smidge. So it definitely will be worthwhile for him to do that before painting. Still have some of the green bins. I know some resin bottles do have expirations on them, but it was kind of the age-old discussion from a long time ago of like, does it actually expire? Because this one, let me grab the bottle here real quick. So this is, this is Elegoo resin, not that. So it's just some standard polymer resin, 2.0. Yeah, so this was made in March 2025. It expires, it says, in March of 2027. Hey, Fireball, how you doing? But yeah, man, a liter bottle. The other thing is, like, I can buy resin here. Before I had to ship my resin in, and I can only do the 500 mils. And I got a lot of printing out of 500 mils of resin, but man, a freaking liter of it is going to be printing a ton, be able to print a ton with. I can put this back away now. So on the other tech front, I'll share, I finally got my servers up and running, but then I just realized that one of my cables went bad, so one of my drives isn't showing up. So I'm like, ordered a new cable for that, a mini SAS to SATA cable. But sorry, what's here? Oh, Shane Chop, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Yeah, Vince, I had mine for a while. I only had a very little bit left when I left my last place and I moved, so I did get rid of it. I didn't keep any of it. There was just such a small amount left. And again, I'd had most of it for like 4 years, so I didn't really use much of it. Good morning, you two. So my kids just got up. All right, I think that's good. This is now nice and solid. You can also hear the difference whenever you're curing. You can do kind of like a tap test. You can really hear the difference of it. So yeah, I think this came out great. Don't really see any parts that it missed. Oh, there's some extra support there. Little tiny thing. Yeah, I mean, I think this looks pretty doggone good. A couple, spots in the back, but that'll fill in with paint. And the bottom just needs just put this down on some flat sandpaper and kind of go around, get that nice flat bottom again. But yeah, so I mean, the final guy is pretty good. Sorry, still don't have lights on this side of the office, so this is very dark still. I haven't really figured out what I'm going to do yet. I had my lights in my other place mounted to the ceiling, but I just don't really have, if I put it right here, it's going to like take up all this space. I thought about putting some LEDs up. I may try to do that, but anyways, that's the first print. I think let's go ahead and go through setting up the next one. Let me get that prepped here. And then I need to pull up the, sure. So pull this over here. Okay, so we can go to here. Whoop. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So yeah, there is, it does not like that at all. What if we just do this? Okay. That seems to, oh, it really doesn't like that. Okay, we're just gonna go back to here. It does not like, T2Box does not like that. It's a very old version T2Box. I've not updated it since I got the computer back. But anyways, while I do this, I can just talk with you guys. Need to find where the downloads. Okay, so I can delete you. You were number 1. Let's try 2 and 3 together. Pull those in. Yeah, I mean, I could try printing them straight up like this, but I'm just a little worried about some of the support that's required. Let's try it. Let's do here. Let's do plus all. And we could try one straight and then one at a 45-degree angle and see which one prints better. I've got the extra resin. It's probably worthwhile trying to figure it out. Rotate. Nope, wrong way. That way. They also do take up quite a bit of space more on the build plate with when they're angled at 45 degrees. I mean, it did come off very cleanly though, which is a good sign. Back to here. So see if I can show this. There we go. So I've got this one standing up straight, this one at 45 degrees. We'll see how they end up going. I need the USB. If it messes up again, I've got enough extra resin for this experiment. I've only printed miniatures, I think, one other time. And it was for my daughter. My oldest played D&D at our last place with some of her friends. So they went ahead, I bought them, I had them create their characters in Hero Forge, and then I printed them for all of them. USB, where are you? Hello? There you are. Photon. So this is 2 and 3. Save. Where to go? Where to go? Where to go? There it is. Okay, so that is successfully written. So we're gonna go over back to the resin guys here. And then we'll just make sure that the build plate is clean and free of any IPA. Some dry and good now. Move that up. And then we can tell it to print. So print. Okay, where are you at here? 2 and 3. Start. I should still have plenty. This takes very little resin, so should still have plenty left in the vat for that one. Okay. Well, cool. Still have had one viewer on Twitch, which I think might show up as me because of the way I have it there. But that's okay. I just don't know if my audio is working on Twitch. It is. Okay, it's just very, very low. Okay, so now that that's going, it was cool. Some of my kids don't remember it because I don't do resin that often. They were all asking questions last night as this was printing. We had some friends over, so they were all very curious about it as well. Get this just prepped here again. It's all out of the way. Do need to still finish setting all this up. Still don't have it really great yet. It's only temporary regardless, so kind of see how it goes. But yeah, I can throw away this now. Wiped off. Okay. All right, so successful first resin print at the new place. But actually see about 2 more little supports that are just oh so fine. And they are like a hair that I need to try and get off of there. I said really critical to try and do all that before you do it, but man, these are like little tank things on the back of it. Man, they are sharp. One thing I've been wanting to 3D print is I need a longer hair trimmer. I don't like my hair being real short, and you never have enough breech space or wall space. Yeah, bench space or wall space, 100%. Because I mean, this whole wall is taken up by, you know, just the printers, and then this is the computer up here, and then the workbench, which I did get. I mean, this workbench is 2.1 meters long. I mean, so it is like fingertips at one end. I can't reach the other end. It's quite long and great because it gives me a lot more flat area. I just haven't finished putting things away yet, and that's my problem. Is I need to just put things away to get them out of the way. I need to finish doing my, so I have my like adult Lego collection here. So like I have all of my helmets are all up here on a shelf above the desk. I want to cut and make a sub shelf on that to be able to stack those a little bit better, and then I can put, because I have the Ecto 1 up here that needs to go up there, and then I have the crocodile train, which is still in the black plastic when I wrapped it all up to ship it. That also needs to be taken care of. I don't know if I talked about this, I did have a casualty of the move when it comes to the BLV MGN Cube, and that was the feet. So I designed these based off of another model that somebody else did, but I ended up just kind of using some of the initial geometry for the racquetball and went ahead and made my own. But 2 of these sheared off right here, the 2 front ones. So I was able to just glue them glue them back in place for now. And so I just have to put these on eventually too. But those racquetballs are actually starting to crack, and it's the same on the FT5 Metroplex, which, by the way, I did that stream 2 weeks ago. Printer's printing great now. I'm able to get my big prints done. I'm happy with the 0.5 millimeter nozzle on there. It's printing beautifully for right now. I did make a change on the lid. So those of you that know an FT5, the lid was held on by 8 screws. So I went online and I bought these, actually my other protective film is still on there, I do. So these are those things you put on the back of your phone for like your magnet in your car. So I have 4 of those, and then I 3D printed my own, my own little magnet mounts for the magnets that I had on hand, and now the roof is magnetized. That's a big thing because when printing PLA, you need to have real good airflow. PLA does not like to be printed hot. It does not like to be kept in a hot enclosure most of the time. So I open the doors up, I have a little fan in the back, and I take that lid off anytime I need to print PLA. That really is my ABS printer. It's fine for printing large PLA prints because it gives a lot more time for the layers to cool, but there is no part cooling fan currently. So one of my goals for, I don't know if it'll be this week, but maybe next week, is going to be to actually get a part cooling fan printed. I have a ton, and I'm not going to show you all of my tabs for this. I have a good probably 20 tabs open right now at different FT5 fan options. I'm going to print a couple different ones out and see how they end up working. There's a few that I like better than others because I don't need it to be really at the tip of the nozzle. That just, especially when printing, if I'm going to leave it on there, when printing ABS, everything melts. It doesn't matter what it is, whether I print it out of ABS, ASA, ABS resin, doesn't matter. It's going to melt because it is so close to the nozzle. I just need something that's a blower style, that's a little further away, that just has some jets pointing down to it. I have, I think, 2 or 3 that look like they'll be pretty good. One is, again, if you're familiar with it, it's called the Scorpion, which kind of goes down and wraps around with 4 nozzles right at the tip. And I printed that a few times and it drooped. I printed one out of resin and then it exploded. Again, fully enclosed printer, yay, but it exploded because it got caught on it and it just shattered because the strength of the motors is more than the resin print. So that was no bueno. And then I haven't printed another one since then. I kind of made it, once I got it fixed last year, you guys saw I did that that PCB Way, was that PCB Way video, sponsored video with them. They do they have it on their thing? Yeah, PCB Way. I still have the little rulers that they sent me in the little swag box, and I do use these, little straight edge. And once I got that for the sensor, now it's full. It's full sensorless homing now. Yeah, all of the end stops are gone. It runs Clipper. It has a nice new probe on it for inductive on the spring steel sheet. And again, it prints large PLA prints quite well now. I'm really happy with the first layer. It's like glass. Really, really happy with that. But that took a hot minute to figure out, folks. That took a hot minute to really get right. But that's okay. That's why we do it. And now that it is set, I can just really let it go because it's good to go. Hopefully. I need to get a couple more prints on it, but I don't need anything else big at the moment. I needed some parts for my Lego sorting, which I don't think I've ever done that video yet. I have 2 pending. I have 2 videos that I've recorded, but I need to edit for my 3D printing channel. And that is about the Lego, how I sort my Lego using 3D printing and just building. I have another one with that. I have the video for this. I never actually edited it yet. So I 3D printed giant Lego to make the Christmas tree. Again, giant. I didn't do it as big as some of those other folks, but it had been on my mind for a while. And then I just went ahead and did it. I had a bunch of extra spools. I was sent the wrong filament and they actually double shipped me and they said just keep it. But I had this matte green filament. So I printed this. out of that matte green filament, and I built it with the wife. So it was pretty fun. And again, it's fully Lego. It comes apart. It's not doesn't have that clutch power for all of it. Some of it's pretty tight, but mostly not. But no, it was a fun kind of build to do with her. But I never did the video. So I'm not sure. I might end up just editing it and then scheduling it for like November next year, or like the first week of December, and just push it way out. And that way I have a video done. But yeah, I think I have like 4 videos that I need to just make time to edit. I just don't have the time right now. It takes a long time to edit, at least for me. I'm not the editing master. My edits are pretty basic. Anybody who's watched my content knows that. All right, so this is I think this is another 6 hours and 37 minutes left, so it won't be until late this afternoon when that's done. But it's with these small prints, it takes a long time because you want to see the bed get up there. You want to just peek and see that something actually stuck. Like I'm just going to be probably 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours before I start to see any resemblance of the print actually working. That is the most frustrating thing when it comes to resin printing, is you don't know, is it working? You just don't know. And it could just be curing that same layer in there for the next couple hours. I'll find out afterwards. But these 2 printers, again, beside from the screen failing on the Mars, you can see it down there sitting on the floor. I like that printer. I get much more working space in it. It's a little bit bigger than the Photon, but the fact that the cover comes off just like the wash and cure station here does, it's nice because again you have that space. The issue with the Photon is that because it's so enclosed, you got to have small hands to get in there. I have large hands. Oh, I have large hands. I don't have extra large hands, but my hands are large enough that it's a little bit annoying to really try and poke your hands in there to do much. Sorry, fix mine. Stuck. Okay. But yeah, so that's really been it. I haven't printed much. Again, I was out the past week. I don't think there's anything else that I really worked on lately. I finally have my stuff to start working on some Lego projects again, so probably going to end up doing that this afternoon. I want to do a build there. I started a video 2 nights ago. I now need to build and then do the video for that. I have a bunch of videos pending for that channel as well. Just again, have to make some time to do the editing. That's the bane of every YouTuber. Ooh. Yes. Go over there. Go over there. Go over there. Now. My goofy kids. Hey, Thomas, how you doing? Oh, nope, cancel that. Yeah, that might be it today. Like I said, I got what I needed done. I don't really plan on doing much else with the printing today. Again, I'll finish these 2, and then I will. I'm almost done. Just gonna get these done. Keep pushing them out. Keep going through there, and then build some Lego today. Hang out with the kids. I don't really have a big plan today, which is nice. Nice to do this on the weekends. Yeah, I know, she showed up in there. Sorry, guys. The 2 minis. Well, number 3 is up now. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go. Kids are awake and need stuff now. So I'm going to go take care of them. and we're it for today. So I will hopefully be on next weekend again. We'll see what I end up working on. It might just be working on the shop. Maybe I'll try to get the part cooling fan done on the FT5. We can work on that a little bit. Really just depends on how productive my week ends up being and how much I'm not at work. I think this is also a better audio setup. I don't think we're having the issues. So I think the issues are with my other wireless setup. They're all cheap, but it's better than having a wire on me, which I did for years. Anyways, thanks everybody for tuning in. You know the drill. There's links down below if you want to use them. Otherwise, thanks for hanging out. I'll see y'all next week. Cheers.